All right, all right, all right. I am a little bit late getting started today. I apologize for that. There are many reasons that attributed to this late start. Not the least of it being that my hosting account was hacked week, and I've been spending all week trying to get that cleared up and have not been successful at it to this point. So I'm actually going to start this hangout today with a shameless plug for my new service that actually helps me build my business. And basically, what it is simplefastcashcow.com. And basically it is a site that is $5 a month out of pocket. That's it. Just realized I do not have my headset on. It's just been a crazy day. Anyway, $5 a month out of pocket, that's it. That's all you'll ever pay once you start this program. It will help you build an empower network business, and will pay for upgrading through the system with your profits as you build. So this is where I have ChristyRuffner.com hosted. And I actually pay the same amount for this hosting package as I do for my hosting package on the account that is in suspension right now. And I feel like I will get better customer service here because it's somebody that I know personally through my business. And so anyway, that is my shameless plug for Simple Fast Cash. Go to simplefastcash.com, check it out, and at some point in your business you're going to need hosting. So that is what I use to do my Google Hangouts. And let me get back to my live feed here. I'm not sure where it is. Gotta love technology. Oh dear. I know it's here somewhere. It's because I'm in screen share. Anyway, what I'm going to do now that I've shared my shameless plug is I'm going to invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because this is where you get the replays for these Google Hangouts. And we're getting ready. This particular episode is going to launch a series that we're going to be doing on email insanity. And one of the things this with people coming new into the industry, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, thousands of them coming in every day into this business, and they don't understand any of it. They don't understand affiliate marketing, they don't understand email marketing, they don't understand autoresponders, they don't understand email follow-up series and how to create. Once they go out and generate a lead and bring that into their autoresponder, what do? And back and they ask for follow-up series that can be shared. And the problem with that is that you get a series that, number one, is probably old. Number two is not around your personality, your story, your business. And so it's important that you learn from the get-go how to create an email follow-up series that comes from your voice, your story, your experience, because these are your leads building your business, and people to learn to trust you, not an autoresponder series that was written by someone else, sometimes years ago. The information just is not fresh. It doesn't pertain to your business now. And most importantly, it just isn't yours. It doesn't have your stamp on it. It doesn't have your personality, your voice. We're going to learn how to create a series that will engage your audience from the very first follow-up and keep them coming back for more, opening your emails, reading your emails, and eventually clicking on a purchase link to get involved in your business. So the first thing, let's see, we're going to go back to this because I have a series that I want to share with you. Not sure where but I want it to take me to, let's turn this off again, try this again. Because of this chaos with my account being suspended, I wasn't able to get in here and play around with, there we go, I think that's what I want, because I want to come in here and I want to start a PowerPoint presentation. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Oops. Okay. Close that. That was not what I wanted. Well, I've got one that's already there. See, this is what happens when you're first starting out. And understand that what's really the stumbling around part of being human and part of building a business from the ground up. And you have to start somewhere. Nobody starts at the top of the ladder. You start at the bottom of the ladder and you work your way up step by step. And this series, what I'm hoping it will do for you is hopefully it will cut the learning curve as far as your email campaign, and it'll give you a boost up the ladder a little bit further than the first step, so that you can begin with a little bit of confidence in setting up a follow-up series that will be engaging. The thing that you have to realize is that you still have to start from the beginning with your own experience, because when you're building your business, you don't start out at the top of the ladder with that either. And so when you start your sequence, it has to be your own. So the title of the series is to be Soap Opera Sequencing, Building Relationships by Telling a Story Over Time. And what you have to realize is that when you're first starting your business, your you're building a list by doing some marketing that drives traffic. The more targeted that traffic is, the more success you're going to have with the list that you end up with, because people are going to opt in for a variety of different reasons. A lot of it will be curiosity, just trying to figure out, what it is that you're marketing and whether they're interested or not. And that first touch is basically just capturing their email. They haven't seen anything yet. They really have no idea about what you are all about. And so a lot of people will end up on your list that, quite frankly, don't belong there, who are extremely with who you are trying to attract. Because if you throw out this huge net, you bring in a lot of unqualified people that are just going to take up dead weight on your list, and they're not going to open your emails. They're going to cost you money eventually as your list grows, and it's going to be discouraging because you're going to have a lot of people that you're trying to influence, and they're turning a blind ear or blind eye. Anyway, they're not going to open your emails. So it's really important that as you start out that your marketing is highly targeted, so that you might pull in less fish, but the fish that you pull in are the ones that you're going to want to keep. You're not throwing a lot back into the water. So you're building a list, and once you're auto-response, it's important to catch their attention like immediately. You don't want to give them the opportunity to discount you from the get-go. So the first thing that you want is to have an immediate video that goes out that introduces yourself, and try to create something that's creative and engaging, and that has a hook in it, that creates an interest in your story from the very beginning. And it's understood the first one is going to be clumsy. It's going to be, you're going to fumble around a lot. So I would encourage you to remake this video over and over and over again until you get it right. But you need something set up in your autoresponder as the initial email to go out and to introduce yourself. And so put a little bit of thought into that. You should have already started thinking about what your story is and how you're going to tell it. So if you haven't done that, sit down and you need to write your story out. You need to get clear on what points of your story are going to resonate with others, and what points for the end of the story that you're going to tease people with. What's going to make a good story? Okay, because this is where the begins in the inbox. I mean, take a look at your own email inbox and how many emails you get every single day, and which ones you open and which ones you don't, and why you open the ones that you do. Okay? Because your autoresponder is your leverage point for building your business. It always starts with that lead coming into your funnel, and sometimes you get lucky, I guess you could say. I don't really believe in luck, but when it comes to building your business, it's skill. When you are highly targeted, you will get a certain number of those fish that are going to jump right into the pan. And, that's great. But then there's going to be others that are going to hang out, wanting to be convinced, wanting to be proven that you are trustworthy and that you are someone that they want to jump into the pan with. Okay, so your autoresponder is your leverage point, and you want to take advantage of that leverage, and you want to start what we call the soap offense. Now, traditionally, people will set up follow-up emails that will start selling right off the bat. I know I've done it. That is what a lot of your follow-up series that you get from other people will have, is just a bunch of sale hype trying to sell a business opportunity or a product. And you have to understand is built anything to create any kind of trust for them to want to buy from you, unless you have already established some kind of a following out on the internet, either through your blog or through your Facebook page or through a website where they're already familiar with you and what you have to offer, and they're opting in because they're ready to buy right then. And those are the ones that jump into the pan. That is all the more reason not to have a sales pitch hypey traditional follow-up email series. It's all the more reason to have a soap opera sequence of a story that plays out over time. Okay. So I'm just wondering, do you remember these TV programs? The Sopranos, Supernatural, Fringe? I have to admit, a lot of these I have no idea what they are because I don't spend a lot of time on TV. But I know I'm familiar with The Sopranos. It was big. Supernatural I have watched because it was a fantastic show. I really enjoyed that one. But the main thing about these programs is that they were a continual series, that there was a storyline that threaded through each and every episode. And that storyline is what kept you coming back. And the story that was told in each episode was your reward for coming back. And so this is the type of writing that you want to include into your opera sequencing. It's an advanced type of writing, and over this series we're going to learn more about how to create this thread that runs through each and every email, and then the story that rewards them for opening the email. Okay, so all types of soap opera programs out there, and in the internet environment, there are many opportunities for a soap opera sequence to be created out of. It needs to, like I say, be sticky, that back time after time, and it truly is storytelling at its best. And so I'm going to give you a couple examples. The first example is my own story, which I have just begun writing on my personal website, ChristyRuffner.com. And I have started a challenge that is an ongoing daily procedure that I work through, and I'm sharing it on my website, and that is going to be interpreted into follow-up emails to my list, and I'm going to incorporate them into all the different lists that I've got started, because all of the lists are geared towards my business, and that's what I'm trying to do, is build my business. There are different ways that and create your story. And another example, which I didn't have time to put into this PowerPoint presentation, is the Project AWOL reality series. And so that's another way that you can leverage off of somebody else's story to create a soap opera. So create your own story in a way to tell it that is easy to share, and at the same time promote your opportunity without it seeming like you're promoting. That is really key. That's sort of part of the underlying thread that will run through your email sequence, is that creating about is that you're promoting, what it is that is driving you towards your goal. You know, what is this challenge about? You know, why am I motivated to follow a challenge to $10,000, and how am I going to create that income? So is part of what I want to challenge you to come up with, because as we proceed through this process, I want you to be working on this, actively working on this with me, coming up with your own story, coming up with a way to tell it, and coming up with a hook to get people, and a to promote your opportunity, whatever it is, to build your business. Thinking, but the first thing that you want to do is you want to crystallize your story. You want to, I'm going to go ahead and, you want to crystallize your story and create something that you're going to be able to use. And that will be your first challenge. Okay, and as you come up with things, the other thing is that you need to come up with a platform to do that. That's one of the reasons why you need hosting. It really is valuable being able to put together your own website with your own creative flair, and to be able to have your own Google Hangouts, have your own videos that you put together and post. Something to be said about individuality and being able to create a platform for people to get to know who you are and what you're all about, and not feel like it's some kind of replicated site that everybody else is using. And there are reasons. I mean, let's go to oh, that's not what I want. This is what I want. We're going to and I'll show you what I mean. About, I wanted to share a post that Stephanie made. She's one of my business partners, and she created a post that was a huge hook. This one right here. I killed a man. Now, is that an incredible headline or what? Oops, just a minute. I've got to come in here and turn that video off. Okay, let's go back to Stephanie Park right quick. One of the things that you to realize once you get started with your story is that it has to start with a headline that hooks people, that draws people in, that makes them want to click that very first time. Okay, and that's something doing and seeing. You know, I mean, this is something I want to. I want to know what this story is about. I want to know what she's talking about. So when somebody comes up with a headline that just, you know, you can't wait to click on it, make a note of that. Write it down. Think about it and try to figure out what it is about that headline that okay, it's a learning experience. It's a learn as you go. It's a you jump in and figure it out later, but always paying attention. So coming back to my website here, this is my homepage, and this challenge I am using Simple Fast Cow as a promoting platform within this challenge. And so that's part of the reason why my Simple Fast Cash Cow domain is included on here, because I am trying to build that program because I think it's valuable, and I think that there are a lot of people out there that can use the offer. So look at what I've created here, and the first thing that you're going to notice is my capture form. Okay, this is not a replicated site. It's not something that anybody will have seen anywhere else until they actually come to my site. The only way that perhaps what I'm about is because of another domain here that I have available, which is also part of my suspended account. But the Empowering Solutions might throw up a little bit of a flag saying, this is probably Empower Network. Whatever, you know, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not trying to make people think that I'm something that I'm not. But when you use a replicated site, sometimes people will click the red X before they come in close enough to see what you're all about and to see who you are and to, you know, get to know you. So that is part of why I create my own websites, is to brand them and try to encourage people to get to know me as a person and trust me as a person, so that I have the opportunity to talk to them about my business, and that it's not just the website. So I have my capture form. I have this page is set up so that it's consistent throughout the website. I always have a word for the day that we sort of build it helps give it a little bit of direction and sort of pulls people in to the content. Now, I always have a welcome video that autoplays on each page that delta, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a delta wave pattern that is meditative, and each video talks about an aspect of what the content is on the page. It also has some links along the side here that that once people come to my website, they're not going to click on these links immediately, more than likely, because that's not what they're here for. They're here to learn training that I'm providing, that if they manage of it, could possibly see the same results that I am going to see. And so each day, while each page has the same layout, each day is different. Each day has a different word. Each day has a different video that's going to autoplay. Each day has different content. And then videos that show specific steps that you need to take to build a business. And so not only is this a story about me and my challenge, but it's providing training to people step by step and take it on themselves so that they can do what I'm doing. And so I'm up to day 2, and I've still got some more content to put on this day. I'm doing this part-time, and so the content isn't all here yet. I've got it planned. I just haven't actually created the video yet. But generally speaking, the first video is a training, and we'll be teaching some type of tip, trick, procedure, some type of marketing that's going to help you build your business. This next one is Facebook marketing tip, and it's going to talk about how to create momentum and draw what basically you receive what you give out. And so as you add value to the marketplace and you create, it's like moving through water, and as you move through water you create this that eventually site. Now you also have, let's see, let's try to, we're going to go in and get a link so that we can look at Project AWOL. This is another way to build a story by actually leveraging someone else's story. And what Project AWOL has done is they have created a reality series. This is professionally done. They brought in professional filmmakers, and there's 4 different seasons with 4 different groups of cast members, and they each go through 5 different episodes that relate to the 5-jar system, which if you watch the episodes you will learn about what they are. Tonight we're going to be launching the 2nd season with episode 1. You can come in and you can go and watch season and go through all those episodes and watch the transformation for the people that were the cast members for that season. And these people, when they came back to their lives, were able to step into a huge amount of success. They were able to leverage this show to create a following, to marketing plan, to create leverage within their business. And each of us has been able to use this system, Project AWOL, as leveraging for our own business. Even though we were not lucky enough to be included as cast members, we can use these stories to tell people about our business and to tell people about our community and to tell people about a lifestyle that they could step into if they wanted to follow the footsteps of these people whose lives we are sharing. There's lots of different ways to create soap opera. Let me see if I can get back to my original screen here. Lots of different ways to create soap opera sequencing. If you don't have your own story, everybody has a story, first of all. You have got to understand everybody has a story. Sometimes when you're your own story, because it's so familiar, you've gotten so used to living it every day, and you do not see what makes you special. You do not see story someone else might be able to resonate with. And that is where masterminding comes in, where you join with a group of people where you can mind about your business, about your story, about your struggles, and other people can step back and say, there's your story, there's your hook, work on that, spotlight that part of your life, because that's where people are going to be able to resonate with you. So with that, I realized that I started a crazy space being late and everything, and I never even explained that Chika wasn't here today, obviously, because it's his birthday, and so he will be back next week, continue this series on how to write an engaging email follow-up series that will have your list just chomping at the bit to get your next email, wanting to open that email and see where your story is going to take them, and really looking forward towards getting to the end of the story so that they can see how it's going to be the type of thing where they're going to want to skip to, but they can't. They don't have the book in their hands. They're going to have to wait for the next installment. Everybody has to wait for the next installment. And so the follow-up series, you'll probably want to plan on setting up, I don't know, maybe on a weekly basis. I'm not sure how I will be doing that. It'll take a little bit of planning on that part, but you will be the first on what's the best way to handle the sequencing. But you will be having opportunities in between this follow-up series to create broadcast emails that will sort heighten the interest, that will pique their curiosity, that will really build that excitement So I want to really yourself, figuring out who you are and what part of your story you want to share, where you're going, really get clear on it. This is part of the clarity phase of building your business. And so if you haven't got this part of it down yet, you have not finished that first step where you build your vision, because your past is as much a part of your future as your present is, because it's all who you are. It's what made you who you are to this point. It's created your strengths, weaknesses, and to be able to really reach out and touch the people on your list and be willing to share it. With that, I'm going to close today's episode, and I will see you next week. Thank you for watching next week.